All right, what's happening, everybody? Live Financial Modeling. I'm Jason, SmartHelping.com. So, happy Monday. It's been pretty busy for me so far, so I'm trying to slow down here and uh, just try to take it easy because I don't want to rush through this. So, we're doing the manufacturing plant upgrade. It is probably going to be difficult because we've got cost of goods sold stuff. Um, you know, this, you know how it is when we have to do equipment depreciation upgrades implementation on the new CapEx schedule. Uh, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. Um, so I'm probably going to use let's see, what's the last big one we did for CapEx? The gym or fitness center. So I probably will import this. Let's see how many we had here. So including the building, we did 78 items. There's 80 here. All right. Well, that's okay. I mean, we could remove two of them. That's not a huge deal to update. Okay, so that's good. So we can get that logic into here. Um, the cost of goods sold is based on use, so hopefully we can keep that logic in here. That's going to be the biggest thing, and then we're going to have inventory as well. Well, how do we do it here? So manufacturing plant, purchase of equipment, yeah, raw material. We're gonna have raw material inventory. So we'll have that as that's gonna be additional complications. Um, we might have to import in some of the stuff from the used car dealership for that inventory logic because we had some inventory stuff in here. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a big one. This model is already really complex, so I'm hoping we can get it all upgraded without too much breakage. Before I get started, don't forget, check out smarthelping.com if you want to check out more models. The model I'm upgrading right now, the financial or manufacturing plant financial model up to 10 years, is part of the industry specific bundles. Um, it's right here, right here. It's a $75 one-time fee for that one. Um, and don't forget to check out other things. I've got accounting trackers, HR tools, lending stuff, joint venture cash flow waterfalls, software as a service, and recurring revenue models. And all my financial models are listed here on this tab, and they come in bulk discounts as well, or by category if you want a couple, and you can save instead of buying each individually. You can get all templates on the site for $9.99 as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me check my sound, make sure that's coming through okay. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend. Um, I just can't describe how great it is to wake up in the morning and I get to do financial modeling, and it's fun, it's comfortable. Test, test. Okay, sound and visuals look good. All right, so normally on day one of these integrations, I've been doing them for, well, this is now month 3, and I've been upgrading all the startup models on the site with three-statement modeling logic in the cap tables and just doing some general upgrades. Last week we did the used car dealership. So far we've done I think 13 or 14, and it's awesome. I'm not raising prices on anything, and I'm just up making all the templates better. So we're going to continue to do this. Also this week I've got a big thing planned for an investment management module for an Excel tracker that's got some really cool logic in it. So I'll talk about that later in the week. But it's a big week this week. The manufacturing plant's going to be a big one, and then that template's also really awesome with the investment management stuff. So first things first is on day one of integrations, I'm going to update all of the coloring. I'm going to make the cells grid lines softer. We'll do, let's see, we got the right yellow, but we need a better blue. So we'll probably keep all of this logic. The idea is I'm using what already exists, and then I'm building output financial accounting summaries that are more advanced on top of all this. So this logic that currently exists here is really great. You can define essentially up to 10 unit types you're manufacturing, up to 10 categories, the start month of each, how many units you're going to produce max per day, how many operating days there are, the average sale price of each unit, and then you've got labor costs and material costs for each type. Here you've also got capacity, so this is going to define your maximum capacity for each type, and then this you can define how long it takes you to get to your maximum over 10 years for each type. And then you can apply, this is probably the most advanced logic, so you can apply um, the percentage of each equipment item that's used for each unit type, and that will drive to get a really accurate cost of goods sold number. Because in manufacturing, your cost of goods sold is not just like in a used car dealership, your cost of goods sold is just your cost to buy the car. But in manufacturing, you got to consider the depreciation expense of the equipment being used to produce it. You've got to take into account the raw material cost and the direct labor cost. So it's more complex. So that's all broken out, and you can see in the monthly detail, I have broken it out into direct labor costs, payroll taxes on that, materials, indirect overhead, and depreciation. So then we can get to an actual depreciation per unit number. We can also get to, in here, this is average cost per unit. This is basically a distillation of all of those costs I just described divided by the total units sold. So basically cost per unit, um, and then that rolls up into, let's see, this cost of goods sold number, which is just taking all of these cost of goods sold items here. And since they're obviously the direct labor happens in that same month, the raw materials might not, depending on when the inventory is purchased. So there's non-cash items happening here. The depreciation, obviously. So this is one of the only financial models I've done where you've got depreciation happening in the cost of goods sold. So that um, resulted in some more complexity as you get down to figure out actual cash flows. That will become a lot more clear with the balance sheet and income statement, cash flow statement that I'm adding. So that's one of the reasons why this template is going to really be improved with that additional logic. The building here, so this will probably just feed, this can stay, and this equipment schedule will stay, and I'll feed this information into my CapEx schedule. The only thing, I'll have to see exactly how on that monthly detail I did the allocation of depreciation, because we might have to reconcile some things there. One-time startup costs, this can stay. That's fine. We gotta update our boxes here. let's just do all these. So yeah, this is probably going to be the most complex financial model integration I've done since I started doing these, for sure. And I'm hoping I can get it done this week. Okay. This will be overwritten, I believe. So end month is in 5. Yeah, we'll have to do some updates on the control tab. That's good. Nice thing is we can keep most of these summaries. Here's your schedules for fixed operating costs. We have cost types that are also related to um, directly to the manufacturing process, so production overhead, which would be like utilities, property taxes or rent, insurance, plant manager, all these things. And if it's a salary item, you'd mark it as a 1 here, and that will then flow into the payroll taxes logic as well. Oh, actually, so none of these items, except for the plant manager, would be relevant. And to account for costs that directly relate to the production of units, this could be electricity for the plant, rent paid to the. Yeah, they're all cost of goods sold. And then here, any items that are salaries, you'd also put a 1. These are just general fixed costs of the business. Payroll taxes and benefit rate, we'll keep that. Waste units, we'll keep that. This logic for inventory is going to all be updated most likely, but let's keep that for now. Let me go look over here on the monthly detail. Let's see how we did this production overhead real quick. So plant manager, so that's just taking that number. Okay, so if it's a plant manager, if you have an item, because I'm assuming indirect overhead. What do we do on this one? Direct labor. So the direct labor is doing capacity against this labor logic. Times the units produced. Okay, yeah. So labor is being broken down into cost per unit, and then we could do units times that average cost to get labor, and then payroll taxes are based on that times your payroll tax number that in fixed expenses. So we're doing that separately, and then indirect overhead is just taking that number and indirect overhead costs are not included in cost of goods sold because they're indirect. This is the most complex part of this thing. I'm just making sure everyone understands what's happening here and I understand. So then you've got gross profit, and then if we go down to fixed expenses, so these And I'm assuming, so this was other depreciation items, so we'll remove this because it'll be in our CapEx schedule. Trying to figure out where does the flow go for this? If it's a salary item, I'm just trying to see. So 0, if the, okay. Let's see, depreciation matrix. Okay. Just trying to see where's the payroll tax and benefits for this. Ah, here. Okay, so what did I do? So I did sum ifs. Ah, I see. So I did sum ifs all of these items plus if this is a 1. So in this case, let's just do it out here real quick to show you. So this would be 1, or yeah, we'll do this times the amount times the payroll tax. And if I drag that down, it should measure only the values that have a 1 for all these sections. My total 11,366, and you can see there 11,366. Okay, so that logic is working fine, and just note that if you were to put a plant manager up here in production overhead, there's no salary logic to that. So you would just have to put in their fully loaded costs. So include their payroll taxes here to get an actual accurate cash flow number. Yeah, because it won't change anything if you were to put, let me remove this check here. If you were to put a 1 here, it doesn't change anything. You see our ending cash balance is still 100, 259. If we undid that, it's still 100, 259. Yeah, so there's no effect. Now production overhead, let's double check this. Production overhead goes in here. And so we're not, I'm confusing myself. So then we get to EBITDA is, what did we do for EBITDA? We're adding back depreciation, which is 14 and 114 rows. Okay, and then 156 gross profit plus 284. And then fixed expenses includes waste. Let's see, we're doing waste, payroll tax and benefit, this, that, and we must be doing the overhead. No, we're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so my question is, where is this indirect overhead cost flowing? This 56,000. So if I zero this out, oh wait, it's in this cost of goods. Okay, good, good, good. It's in the cost of goods sold number. It must be. I know what I did. So I took the total of these costs here, this 56,000, and it must be going into one of these indirect overhead per unit. Yep. So see, it takes this total. See, it's referencing this against the total units produced to get, so that's to try to break down these costs up top here by unit. So so this indirect overhead is the same number as this. And whatever, and it adjusts if you change the data here. Okay, good. So that makes sense. Thank goodness. Okay, we're good there. All right, perfect. So let's go. So this is fine for now. Got a nice distribution, cash flow, or discounted cash flow analysis. We will be adding a more formalized cap table. I'm just going to extend these columns a bit. Visuals are nice. All right, let's start updating the tabs. So we need monthly detail, annual detail, and I just need to match the data that's the tabs that I'm importing from so that I can do references properly. Materials purchase, debt schedule. What else? CapEx, startup cost, cap table. And we're going to add a bunch of stuff here. Cap table, CapEx, terminal value, global control, tab, change the name, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, monthly and annual. So that's 6 things, then distributions 1. Okay. Oh, that's already updated. Oh, wait, I'm on the wrong sheet. Distributions 1. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These will be income statement, monthly. And you'll see there's a reason why I'm having a space in all the all the tabs that are being imported so that the find and replace works very easily. Income statement, balance sheet. Cash flow. I'll put CapEx right next to that. These can go to the end. Actually, cap table, we're going to stick up to the front. All right, I think I have everything. So now what we do, um, I'm not going to use, so I'm trying to think of what's easier to do, and the inventory logic is easier than updating the CapEx stuff with equipment. So I'm going to import the file that has the CapEx to the liking that we need, and then I'll build the income statement logic into that. I think that's the easiest way to integrate here. So let's go ahead and import our new tabs. It's global control. Cap table. Oh, the other nice thing. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. The gym was a 10-year model. And so this manufacturing plant's also 10-year. That's gonna also make this easier implementation. So yes, the gym model is definitely the one that needs to be used here. It's so nice to have like this is one great reason for templates. It really helps you get started on stuff if you're trying to do financial modeling, and I'm even having a great value from them. I'm glad I have all these templates to source from. It's very helpful for just a lot of stuff. All right, so cap table, global control. Let's get the capex in here. Startup costs we have. Cap table we put in. Debt schedule's fine. Terminal value. And the key is once I have all these imported, I'll do a find and replace, and then I'll have all the logic existing in this workbook properly. Then it's just a matter of going through and updating all the stuff that broke. All right, let's do income statement stuff. Get all this. Monthly, annual. This is also a great way to reduce potential errors because copy and pasting logic means you don't have to write and think about the logic yourself for a lot of this stuff, which is huge. Reducing errors, reference errors, and all that. Okay, almost there. Cash flow. Cash flow monthly. Cash flow annual. Distributions, I think that's fine how it is. This is fine. Okay. That schedule move over here. So here's the moment of truth. Let's try to do our find and replace and hope that it all worked out. So what I want is find replace, and I want to take anything that says gym fitness center in brackets here. I want to replace that with blank, and that effectively removes all the outside references in the whole workbook. Nice. Wow, 81,000 replacements. All right, perfect. So that worked without a hitch. Good to do. Let's I don't think we need this anymore. Don't save. All right. Well, that was the, we're getting there, initial part. Trying to think of what I want to do first. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so what to do first? Probably let's update the validation tab with this number. We're not going to need that anymore. give some validation. Usually we go do a lot of validation updates at this point. Okay. Yes, no, that's good. Logic, this revenue start month, we don't need that. Cash sources, this is all fine. All right, cap tables, fine. This 20 to 2030. Okay, so this is not broken. That's good. This is fine. These dates are all fine. Oh wait, December 2025. So why I only went out 60 months for some reason on this? Let's go to 120. Okay. Where's our start month? 2021 here. Okay. Let's just update these dates to match the new start year. Just put all these in the same month for now. All right, this is good. Okay. Now, this is so first big integration part here. Let's see how this is going to work. Let me freeze this. Extend this out. Now this, we are just going to say, just because I don't feel like breaking these references, we're just going to say this is going to equal building cost. Useful life is right here. So let's put this ahead of that. And value at sale if selling is this. Now I don't, let me think here. Did we put a date on this? No. Okay, so this date logic could stay. Well, actually, we gotta reference it. List over here. Validation. Okay, and then we'll do staggered by 1 month on it all. All right. So here is the trick. Oh, actually, this is going to equal, we don't need this. So this is going to equal this start month in service. Oop, but the building is separate. But these are all, so this is not an input, it's a reference. Okay, the name reference here. I'm really glad the gym model had just enough space. I mean, 2 less is not a big deal. That's completely fine. Cost basis, useful life. let's update this to January 2021. I always like to, I don't want dates here that don't match the launch month. Because then if you get this, you'd be a little bit confused. But you're going to have to update these numbers anyway to be what you have for your situation and the timing of that. But the default should match up. So that's why I'm doing that. All right, so these are all formulas. So all we have to do, let's see, we got down to C80. I don't want to increase this by any, so we're going to only go to C80 here. So we're losing 3 rows. That's okay. Clear that out. You clear that out here. No big deal. No big deal. And I'll use this as a check because I'm gonna take my CapEx data here and create and populate the income statement accordingly. And it should match this depreciation logic here. Now the question is, so the income statement for a manufacturing plant is going to be a bit different than normal. And we're going to have a whole bunch of stuff here. But I think, I mean, that's the purpose of a 3-statement model is to handle all that stuff and make it look nice and understandable to those that are obviously used to accounting terms. That's the point of doing 3-statement modeling. So it should be just fine. Let's change the name here real quick. We'll call this facility 123. All right, do more formatting. I like to get all the formatting done on day 1 as well, and just kind of try to unbreak anything I can unbreak. Man, that's nice. This is already a 10-year template. I put all column widths to 15. It's a good width, I feel like. Oh man, we are moving and grooving. All right, these are all nice and neat. Where were we? So equipment. So that's going to feed into my other schedule. Into this. We removed the last 3 rows on the other one. This is fine. That schedule, so we can do some updates here. And the only row 1 is basically, let's change that format. Basically, first of all, this equals C15. If you have debt, you got your terms, interest rate, payments per year, works, update the date. I want to say if the terminal value here equals yes, then we simply assume that on the end month we pay back all the debt that's owed, if any. Otherwise, we're going to go NA. And so this date will populate here. Bring this down. And then I want to reference that in this calculation. And I always forget to bring that template in. Let's go grab it real quick. Or forget to use this logic before I shut down the import template. So I want to check if it's the date. If so, take the interest and pay off the balance on that month. Otherwise, just do your regular calc. So that just goes right in front here. Make sure it's formatting. Let's see if J12 equals C7, then okay, looks good. We'll drag it down to C. So this should pay back that month, whatever it might be. It looks like it is. Perfect. All right. Good, good, good. We're all good. And that'll flow to the amortization schedules and everything accordingly. Let's update the formatting. Okay. Startup costs are all going to be tax deductible, so what did I do here? I normally don't do this in these, so I'm assuming I just took the startup costs and put that as earnings before tax deductible startup costs. Well, and normally when we do this, we're just assuming all these startup costs are tax deductible. So let's get rid of this. And again, if you don't want to put tax logic in here, or you don't want to see, you just want to see all the cash flow before taxes, you can simply go to the global control and zero these out, and that will do so. Okay, so I'll save. Now, where was I? Startup costs. Okay, this is fine. Terminal value looks good. I mean, okay, good integration. Um, let's see. I can probably do an update. Let's update. So this probably says if global control C5, we need to change that to C6 on the end month. So that's going to define when the model stops. And what we want to do is replace anything that says, well, basically this needs to change from a 5 to a 6. So here we go from 5 to 6. And I just want to replace stuff on this sheet only. Okay. So now if I go and make this end month like November, we should see it stop in November. Perfect. All right. That was awesome. That works. This is all sum if stuff. Income statement should be doing C6 already for this stop. Yep. Okay. That's the main thing I think we only needed to fix from our global control tab. We'll have to do all the terminal value and all that stuff will be individual updates. But all right. I mean, this is a good day one on this. I believe Let's update some of this formatting. I believe we're pretty much close to being done for the day. Just update some formatting here. And tomorrow is going to be heavy into updating all of the logic that we can. And then probably if we go into day 3 on Wednesday, it'll be cleaning up any of the remaining logic to get the balance sheet and cash flow statement updated. And then reconcile that to the monthly and annual detail as well. But this is going pretty good. I mean, we'll see. Like, so tomorrow we're going to figure out how to integrate the inventory and the depreciation stuff in the right timing logic for all of that is the main goal. When we get done with all that, we can do our check summary and make sure everything is reconciling. Make sure this is all updated. And then I think we're going to be good to go. All right. Well, I will leave you guys with that today. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and we'll keep grinding on this model. And I really would hope I can get it done by Wednesday, and then I can start on the new the investment management tracker. I'm actually building it for a client right now, but it's going to also be made into a template. And I've got that. I've got some other upgrades I'm doing as well for some other things for the multifamily real estate joint venture model. I might possibly have some updates with that. We'll see. So it's going to be a busy week. All great things. Just, continuing to grow. Just keep building stuff and try to deliver the best possible financial models. All right, guys, don't forget to check out smarthelping.com, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications button on YouTube to get notified when I go live or do new videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great